to be reading My Weirder at School, number 3. Dr. Floss is the Boss, by Dan Gutman. Pictures by Jim Pella. The characters in this book are AJ, Ryan, Michael, Alexia, Andrea, Emily, and Neil. Chapter 1, National Dessert Day. My name is AJ, and I hate going to the dentist. Dentists are weird. Why would anybody want to be a dentist? Who wants to stick their hands in people's mouth all day long? That's just gross. I only mention this because the other day the weirdest thing in the history of the world happened. It was October 14th. We were in Mr. Cooper's class. We pledged allegiance and did the word of the day, like we do every day. That's when the weirdness started. Okay, let's get to work, said Mr. Cooper. Turn to page 23 in your math books. I hate math. But that's when a voice came over the loudspeaker. It was Miss Patty, the school secretary. Attention students in Mr. Cooper's class, she announced. Not again, Mr. Cooper. Please report to Miss Cooney's office. Miss Cooney is our school nurse. She has blue eyes that look like cotton candy yogurt, the kind with no sprinkles. One time she begged me to marry her, but I told her I couldn't because she was already married to some guy named Mr. Cooney. Pringle up, everyone, said Mr. Cooper. We all lined up like Pringles. Everybody was wondering why we were going. We all lined up like Pringles. Everybody was wondering why we were going to the nurse's office. Miss Cooney's probably going to check to see if we have head lice, said Andrea Young, this annoying girl with curly brown hair. Headlights, I said. I don't have headlights. Why would we bring headlights to school? Asked Ryan, who will eat anything, even stuff that isn't food. I don't think headlights will fit in my backpack, said Michael, who never ties his shoes. You said you could bring 2 backpacks, suggested Alexia, this girl who rides a skateboard all the time. 1 for each headlight. How would you get the headlight off a car? Asked Neil, who we call the nude kid, even though he wears clothes. Not headlights, you dumbhead, shouted Andrea. Headlights. Oh, those 2 words sound way too much alike. Maybe Miss Cooney is going to weigh and measure us, guessed Emily, Andrea's crybaby friend. She does that every year. We walked 1,100,000 miles to miss the nurse's office. Alexia was line leader. Ryan was door holder. Good morning, boys and girls, said Miss Cooney as we filled into her office. As I walked by her, I whispered to Miss Cooney, I just wanted you to know I don't have headlights. Good to know, AJ, she replied. We sat down on long benches. I had to sit next to annoying girl, Andrea. Are you going to check for headlights? Asked Andrea. No, said Miss Cooney. Are you going to weigh and measure us? Asked Emily. No, said Miss Cooney. How many of you like going to the dentist? Andrea raised her hand. She was waving it in the air like she was stranded on a deserted island, trying to signal a plane. I love going to the dentist, she said. I go every 6 months. Me too, said Emily, who does everything Andrea does. I hate going to the dentist, I announced. Me too, everybody else said. Well, you kids are in luck, said Miss Cooney, because you don't have to go to the dentist today. The dentist is coming to you. What? Today is National Dessert Day, said Miss Cooney, so I thought it would be a perfect day to bring in a dentist to visit our school. I'd like you to announce Betsy Toothbrush. This lady walked into the nurse's office. She was wearing a white coat, the kind that doctors wear. There were name tag on it that said Dr. Betsy Floss. We gave her a round of applause by clapping our hands in circles, because that's what you're supposed to do when somebody is introduced. Nobody knows why. Happy National Dessert Day, she said. You all have such nice smiles. Look at the things your teeth do for you. You see them when you smile. You use them to chew your food. They help you talk and sing, whisper, and whistle. It's nice to see your smiling faces this morning. My name is Betsy Floss. Didn't Betsy Floss make the first flag? I whispered to Andrea. That was Betsy Ross, dumbhead, she whispered back. I was going to say something mean to Andrea, but I didn't have a chance. Is Betsy Floss your real name? Asked Ryan. Well, I took my husband's name when I got married, Dr. Floss said. His last name is Floss. What name were you born with? Asked Emily. Betsy Toothbrush. Wait, I said. Your last name was Toothbrush and you got married to a guy named Floss? Yes. Is your husband a dentist too? Asked Neil. Of course not. Why would you think that? It was just a guess, said Neil. Miss Cooney took a step forward. Tell us a little about yourself, Dr. Floss, she said. What made you decide to go into a field of dentistry? Well, let me think. I used to be in the army. What did you do in the army? Asked Michael. I was a drill sergeant, she replied, and then she started cracking up. Get it? Drill sergeant? Ha ha ha! That's a little dentist joke. Everybody pretended to laugh, even though she didn't say anything funny. When grown-ups tell jokes, you should always pretend to laugh. That's the first rule of being a kid. When I got out of the army, continued Dr. Floss, I decided to go to dental school. I've been practicing dentistry for 10 years. Don't you get tired? I asked. Ha ha. I get it, said Dr. Floss. Any other questions? What do you do when you're not being a dentist? Asked Neil. Let me see, said Dr. Floss. I like to work with my hands. I play guitar, I collect old tools, I walk my dog, and I like to do road work. You work on the roads? I asked. I think road work means she goes jogging, Arlo, whispered Andrea, who calls me by my real name because she knows I don't like it. Did you kids lose any of your baby teeth yet? Asked Dr. Floss. Most of us raised our hands. I have a loose tooth right now, said Emily. Ooh, said Dr. Floss. Maybe it will fall out today, and if you get lucky, the tooth fairy will come to school. She's a good friend of mine. We invited Dr. Floss here today to talk about dental hygiene, said Miss Cooney. Who can tell us what hygiene is? That's when you say hello to somebody named Jean, I said. Andrea rolled her eyes and shot her hand in the air. Hygiene is the things we do to stay healthy. That's right, Andrea, said Miss Cooney. Andrea smiled the smile she smiles to let everybody know she knows something nobody else knows. Our students have been taught about all good hygiene, said Dr. Floss. Dr. Floss, said Miss Cooney. They know they should brush their teeth at least twice a day. I brush my teeth 7 times a day, said Andrea. First I brush when I wake up in the morning, then I brush my teeth after breakfast, before lunch, after lunch, before dinner, after dinner, and at bedtime. I have a toothbrushing calendar in my room. I put a check mark after every time I brush. Can you possibly be boring? I asked Andrea. What is her problem? Why can't a truck full of toothpaste fall on her head? Kids should also eat healthy diet for sake of teeth, said Miss Cooney. Isn't that right, Dr. Floss? No, replied Dr. Floss. Huh? We all asked, which is also huh backwards. I wish kids would never brush their teeth or eat healthy, said Dr. Floss. If you brush your teeth regularly and eat healthy food, there will be no need for dentists. I want kids to stop brushing their teeth and eat more candy and cupcakes and drink sugary sodas. What? I don't understand, said Miss Cooney. You're saying that you want kids to have poor dental hygiene because it would be good for your business? Exactly. You see, my car's old and it keeps breaking down. If kids have good dental hygiene, then they wouldn't need to visit the dentist very often. I won't make much money. I want you kids to eat more sugary junk food so I can buy a new car. Whoa, we all said, which is Mom upside down. That's weird. October is my favorite month of the year, said Dr. Floss. I'll tell you why. October 18th is National Chocolate Cupcake Day, and the 23rd is National Boston Cream Pie Day, 25th is National Greasy Food Day, 28th is National Chocolate Day, the 13th is National Candy Corn Day, and the 31st is National Candy Apple Day. It's also Halloween. Dr. Floss reached into her pockets and pulled out a handful of candy. She threw it up in the air for us to catch. I grabbed a Kit Kat. Dr. Floss is my favorite dentist in the history of the world. Miss Cooney closed her eyes and rubbed her forehead. Grown-ups always rub their forehead. Nobody knows why. I'd love to talk more about dental hygiene, said Dr. Floss, but I have to go say hello to the other classes. No, don't go, everybody was hollering. We want more candy. I'll be back, said Dr. Floss. We'll be celebrating National Dessert Day all day. Yay, this is going to be the greatest day of my life. Watch the next video for chapter 3 and 4.